Okay, part 3. So what I want to do is so just breathe a few nice deep breaths. Okay. So with the energy we've been chatting about, what sort of age are you imagining little Monica was when this shame and the lack of self-confidence really kicked on into action?
9.
9 years old? Okay. So visualize little Monica in the house, and at the moment everything's okay. You're there with your mum, your best friend in the world. You're feeling okay, you're feeling happy. Now someone comes in and the fear kicks in. Is this your dad or someone else?
That's it.
Okay. And given how you were feeling just a minute ago, just with your mum, feeling happy, feeling well, feeling safe, feeling secure, how do you feel now?
Scared.
Did being scared ever save you as a little Monica?
Not really, I guess.
Okay. So what did being scared do in your little body? What can you feel? Can you feel
tight?
Tight, yeah. Feel anything in your breath or your heart or your palms of your hands?
Yeah.
Because we often sweat in the palms of our hands when we're feeling stressed and scared. Really common. Anything with the heart, or the heart's doing okay?
No, the heart's doing fine.
And same with the breath?
Yeah.
Beautiful. What about tightness anywhere? Okay, the fingers. Interesting. So that's the sympathetic nervous system. So your body has gone into, let's stay vigilant, let's stay alert, let's not let the, let's keep our vigilance high so that we don't miss anything. Okay. So I want you to picture for a moment just any scene from your childhood where it escalated a little bit with your dad. But I want you to have you as an adult, your mum in some really healthy, beautiful state where she's going to look after you, and anyone else you want in the room as well, okay?
Yeah.
So I want you to visualize little 9-year-old Monica with whoever your support team is. So you're feeling really safe. Really, there's nothing can get to you at the moment, and in walks your dad, and in comes the potential fear. How do you feel having all of these people there who are going to look out for you? Does it feel a bit different?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So compared to before, how does your body feel? How does the palm of your hands feel with all of this support team in there?
Yeah. Just the fingertips.
Okay. So a little bit less now.
Yeah.
Because also with the palms of your hand, there's all these meridians. Meridians for the adrenals, meridians for the heart, meridians for the lungs, meridians for the circulation. So all of these meridians are activating to sort of, once again, get that energy through your body. Now, if you're brave enough as little Monica, but definitely you're brave enough as grown-ass Monica, I want you to say something to your dad to put him in his place. What could you say to your dad to protect little Monica and let her know that everything's going to be okay?
I can do that.
I can do that.
Instead of being told you can't do it, I can do it.
I can do it. And how does that make you feel, saying that to your dad? With all your support team around you, how does that feel?
I'd say safe.
Yeah. Now I want you to picture someone in your current world who you have that same feeling of saying the wrong thing, feeling scared in their presence, someone you're avoiding at the moment. Okay? And once again, have your support team around you, because, you know, we need our support team with us energetically. So have your little support team around. And what would you say to that person?
I'm a grown up, I can make up my own mind.
How does that feel?
Great.
Because how was she treating how was she treating you, sort of with the words that she would say to you? How old do you feel the Monica was that she was speaking to?
About maybe 12.
Yeah, so she's activating little Monica's fear response, and some people won't even realise they're doing that to us. They will be doing it automatically because part of them feels more powerful when they're a little domineering. Okay. And once again, that felt good, standing up to her?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to think about your confidence on a scale of 1 to 10, and think about somewhere you do not want to go at the moment because your confidence isn't there. Can you think of somewhere?
Just everywhere at the moment. I just
Okay.
don't want to be, I'm happy to be alone.
Okay. So think about anywhere. Think about the church, think about work, think about the supermarket, just think about somewhere. And you're there with your tribe. And you're walking in and you know they've got your back. Does that allow you to feel a little bit more confident?
Yeah.
Is that a feeling you would like every day?
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. So part of this process will be going to a spot, and maybe this is more important for you than forgiveness. Maybe step 1 of it isn't going to be forgiveness for you. Maybe it's getting little Monica to speak her truth and to speak her mind and to stand up for herself with any little visualization that you can think of. Maybe that would be really empowering for you.
Yeah.
Bring in your tribe, bring in your support team, bring in your angels, whoever it is, and then bring in someone who has put you down and destroyed your confidence. And then stand up to them at whatever age. If you don't have the confidence as little Monica, do it as grown-ass Monica. Yeah, beautiful.
I don't know, with that, I think I could forgive. You know, it's changed my perceptive of the situation. So,
yeah. Because part of it is, you know, like, and I wonder if this was part of the meditation you've done. When I was doing counselling kinesiology with Gordon Dixon, part of that little process was going to a time in our life, just say like 9-year-old Monica, and then imagining, how old was your dad at that age? How old was your mum when you were 9? Because, you know, we remember them at the age, you know, when they passed on.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, whereas when you actually go, okay, so how old was my mum when I was 9? How old was my dad when I was 9? And then sort of going, okay, and how were they in this relationship? Was there financial stress? Was there space stress, you know, like the size of the house?
Yeah.
Was there issues going on with the kids that
verbal and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's worse, as we know. You know, a lot of the time that's worse. Okay. So then when you get to that spot when you can start to forgive, that's what starts to cleanse our brain and raise our vibration. so that you start getting to that spot where you're in that higher dimension, so you don't give a shit what other people say.
Yeah. Oh, I just feel so, I don't know, calm,
Yay.
sort of, I can sort of think. I think that's yeah, if I got anything out of that, yeah, I can think rather than going to, you know.
Because fearful it releases cortisol when we're fearful.
Mm.
Cortisol shuts down the frontal cortex.
Oh, okay.
So you know all the things we learnt in Touch for Health last year, you know, holding the hands. You need to watch this year's Kickstarting Kinesiology.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know, a dozen things in there for getting the brain back up and running.
Okay.
Mm. No, you look different. You look really at peace.
I just feel, at peace,
Mm. Actually, Gary, if you're watching, I think you'll enjoy that little visualization too. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done, you.
Yeah, he just feels so good.
Yeah.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I deserve it too.
And hold. 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 And that's wiped out that survival pattern.
Oh, wow.
So that has just really done some nice visual, because when we're doing a visualization, and I know you'll know this from meditation, but when you feel the body and you process that, and then you can sort of see what's going on, and you feel how it feels to have those people around you in support. It's like all of those senses coming in. And all for your protection. Let's check out your gates. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh wow.
So that's totally even.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So it's practically there. It's still out by a quarter of an inch, but only a little bit. Well done. That's so awesome. Because you can imagine some people who are bullies or outspoken, part of the reason for that is that when they were children, that was what their nervous systems did. They had no choice but to stand up for themselves in their nervous system.
Yeah.
So they do it automatically without thinking about it a lot of the time. And quite often they would be horrified at the thought of hurting someone's feelings. Not always, but sometimes they would be horrified at it because they're simply out there doing their thing in the world. But on the Enneagram, the bully personality is an 8. They're also known as the protector.
Oh,
the bully, the protector, they're the firm ones. You want them in your corner, you know, if you've got something going on, because they're the mama lion, they're the daddy bear, they're out front and center looking after people they love.
Oh, okay.
And what they want is to respect people by coming back at their strength. So when you stand up to a bully, they actually have respect for it.
Okay.
Unless they're narcissists. Now that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But just bullies, without being narcissists, they actually respect it as a general rule.
Okay.
I had a client in prison once, and he was in prison as a young man, but I had treated him as a teenager, and he, as a teenager, I'd given him this example of when someone was bullying him or he was being picked on by someone, to visualize that person being in the palm of his hand and then pretty much scrunching him up and chucking it in the bin. And when he got out of prison, he told me that he used that example all the time in prison so that he would feel more confident and calm, you know, just to sort of like, no, you know, as a way of just calming down the energy in the nervous system about someone specific, giving us power over someone. Nice. Actually, let me check the connective tissue and see whether there's a bursa in that little knee. And medically, they can't do anything for bursa anyway. Sometimes they just draw fluid out of a bursa and things like that. Do you have a bathtub?
No.
Nope. Like it's still suggesting vitamin C and collagen. Oh, that's all good. Nope. Musculoskeletal. No, most of these are upper bodies. Is your upper body feeling a bit weak at the moment?
Yeah, in shoulders.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because a few things are showing up more. There seems to be, like I know this one's improving with the ASEA, the redox molecules. But yeah, there's more stuff that are intercostals and seems to be a bigger, okay. Connective tissue. Nope. Nah. So that didn't even show up in the top 5 priorities in your body, which is sort of annoying since it's such a annoyance for you at the moment. But unfortunately, it doesn't even rate the highest in your body at the moment.
It is a lot better to me than it was.
So maybe your body knows it's on the mend. I was so proud of you not having a Moro reflex. That was so cool. And such a surprise for me. Like, that's a surprise, So, but the good thing is we can't blame it on that. So that is about, it's about birthing, it's about breastfeeding, it's about all the stuff that happens to us in the womb or the first few months of life.
Okay.
So if something traumatic happens in there, that's when we can end up with a Moro reflex that's retained that keeps our fight and flight and fear going.
Yeah.
That's not you, baby.
Fair enough.
So you must have got plenty of TLC from that mummy of yours. How old are your siblings?
My brother's 18 months older.
Yep.
And my sister's 4 years younger.
Yeah, right. And how's your health compared to theirs?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget that.
Yes.
Don't forget that. Because the genes will have affected everyone.
Yeah.
So if you think about that ACEs study, and I know you're a different personality to them, but you imagine everyone was in the same household.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting that your health is so much better than theirs.
My sister, though, she was always well, Dad used to call her Snowball.
Yeah, right.
And just loved her. Yeah, she got whatever she wanted.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting. But it didn't help her health-wise.
No. Same with my brother. Like, yeah, he was the boy of the family, and it hasn't helped him either.
Yeah.
Middle child syndrome.
Me too. Well, I've talked about the middle monkey, haven't I? Yeah, we're the middle monkeys.
But did you always find that you had to be on one side or the other? You couldn't be yourself. You had to. You're either friends with one or friends with the other, or.
No, my sister was 4 years younger than me as well.
Okay.
So I was much closer to Tootie and Jimmy than I was with Carmel.
Yeah.
And there were 4 of us. So, you know, boys did such different things to the girls. I was such a tomboy growing up, but didn't have any confidence. You know, and I was...
Really?
Nah. I didn't get any confidence, I don't think, until I met Jay.
Okay.
Until then, no. I don't know whether it's being in the Catholic school as a kid. Oh, you know, I've told the story about Dad being an accountant. No. So, you know, you read the Bible stories and they talk about the Pharisees being tax collectors.
Oh, yeah.
Who were the bad guys in the stories.
Yeah,
so because Dad was an accountant and I didn't know what that meant, I thought I was the daughter of a tax collector.
Oh,
which, because of the Bible, I saw as a really bad thing.
Yeah.
so I didn't want to talk to people about what Dad did. And then when I went to school, like literally my first day of school in high school, one of the girls said to me, "What are you looking at?" You know, so I felt that big. And I thought, oh my gosh, high school's going to be big and scary, because I was like a foot shorter than her. That was my first day in high school. Public high school coming out of a Catholic school.
Yeah.
Where it was quite protected.
Mm.
So no. And I suppressed being anxious in high school by drinking.
Oh, okay. No, I just went into
That gave me that false confidence. Yeah. No, definitely did not have any confidence. But thank you for thinking I would have had confidence. Like I just, you know, and that's why, you know, when Teddy was born and Jay decided that, you know, Teddy was going to get 100% of his attention, and we just made that decision that Teddy was never going to see anything other than complete love when he saw us. Yeah. So then a few weeks ago he was being a total little turd and I flicked him on the shoulder. First time I've ever hit him. It wasn't hard, and man, the look on his face. Mind you, he hasn't done the same turdy thing since, so. But I felt so guilty. The guilt came in at the speed of light.
But it was most probably to him a shock. Oh, what just happened?
Yeah. No, neither of us have even, I don't even know whether we've ever raised our voice at him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's so good most of the time. In fact, he's just good. He's a good kid. You know, so if he's out in front of the car, I've never been worried he was going to be that kid who would, you know, run out in front. He's never been that kid.
Yeah.
You know? But in fact, you know, he's a bit rambunctious and stuff, and we like him being a big tomboy at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we want
being a kid.
Being a kid, he's being a kid, exactly. Exactly. He's allowed to be a little boy. And rambunctious and fun and energetic.
I'll have him on the table.
Yeah, so every time. So maybe even when you're going to work or when you're doing anything or you're going into a place where there could be someone, just do one of those little visualizations. Yeah. You know, so that you just start bit by bit. You're eating away at the stuff that keeps your confidence down.
Yeah.
You're recreating new pathways in your brain because your brain doesn't know what's real and imaginary. So if you start, like if you remember somewhere where you got in trouble or something that just made you feel that big, go back to that memory. Change the memory with visualization. Because your brain will love you for it.
Okay.
Beautiful. But yeah, you're a grown-ass woman. You can do what you want. You can make your own decisions.
It's pretty peaceful.
And your knees, they're about moving forward without rigidity. So part of that rigidity might have been feeling like you have to go through life being fearful. You have to go through life protecting yourself. There are people out there who are scary.
Yeah. I was sort of thinking maybe the knees are, moving forward.
Yeah. Because from a structural perspective, it's not showing up as really structural. Like I'm doing some structural stuff anyway, but I keep coming back to the emotional gear. Yeah, don't underestimate the power of visualization.
Yeah.
But conversely, or the other side of things, that's what's scary about kids being given the visuals they're being given today. You know, the sort of things that are in libraries that really shouldn't be in there for kids.
That's right.
You know, they're being given. And I was watching some stuff with Teddy this week and I was just listening and I thought, oh gosh, they're pushing these concepts on kids who are so little. Because it just seeps in as a little kid.
As we know.
As we know.
And it stays there.
And it stays there. Exactly.
Is that because you don't know how to fight it at that age?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and if you were with yourself, with your dad, and you felt scared, who's going to protect you?
And you wouldn't dare say, I can do it.
No.
When he's just told you can't do it.
Yeah. And I'll bet it's stuff that's unreasonable looking back at as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you were saying, can I run out in front of the cars?
Yeah.
Can I take a bus into the city by myself at 8 years old?
Yeah.
You know, when you sort of think about what it was that you were being told no, I'm sure a lot of it feels unreasonable for you.
Well, the situation that I was thinking of, I had missed the bus and it was my sister's, we both missed the bus. But it was my fault because I should have gone and picked her up and found the bus and got on the bus. We ended up walking home. We got home.
Yeah, right.
You know, so what, I still can't get over that one.
Yeah.
I would have thought he would have been proud of me for walking home with her.
Yeah. Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was only 8 or 9. So,
yeah, well done. One day I'll have to get Jay to tell you the story. When he was a kid, he was on a drug and the drug made the blood bleed. So, blood thin. So his parents were told that he was never allowed to be spanked. So he was a total little turd of a kid because he'd never been spanked.
Okay.
This was in the days when you were allowed to spank your kids, to keep, just by the way. Yeah. And yes, it was allowed. And anyway, so he'd never been spanked and he was a little shit and he kept getting expelled from kindies because he was such a little turd. So this particular day...
This is your Jay?
Yeah, this is my Jay. So at the kindy, there were like those big tubes, like big concrete tubes. Yeah. So the kids would climb up the ladders and sit on top and play. Well, he threw all the ladders aside so that the kids couldn't get down and he got expelled. So rather than waiting for his mum, he walked home and it's like a couple of K's away and he was like 4.
Yeah.
So he knew exactly what his street was and he made it home. But soon after that, he got his first spanking he'd ever had in his life. And then he started turning around.
I got plenty of those. I got them at home, I got them at school.
So thank you, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think you've made me grow up.
Yay! Hope some of you got something out of that. Good old Monica, hey, for letting us share that.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you to all.
Thanks, Miss Mon.
Hope you do share.
Bye, all.
Yeah.